Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be checking out the Razer Blackwidow Chroma V2, a $165 mechanical gaming keyboard. Starting off with an overview, it's got a very black general aesthetic. There's a magnetic wrist rest that attaches magnetically instead of using pins. That's actually a very nice addition. Around the back, we have a very thick cable coming out of the keyboard, and that cable terminates in two different USBs and a 3.5. One of the USBs is to power the keyboard, one is a pass-through, and then the 3.5mm port is also a pass-through, so I have both of those pass-throughs. There are some raised feet on the back with rubber pads on the bottom, and an interesting thing they include is this little keychain sample switch that when you press it down, it lights up and cycles through the colors. Never seen a keyboard include that. Moving on to build quality, there's no metal involved. This is a soft touch matte black plastic frame. It actually feels pretty good, and it does have some heft to it, so no real complaints there. And then there's plastic casing on the back. However, I do want to mention with the wrist rest, while it is made out of a very soft and nice material, it's too puffy for me, I want to say is the right word. It like raises my hands up too much, so it's honestly too big. And when I want to type, I actually don't use it. Moving on to layout, totally normal layout across the board, except for the addition of 5 programmable macro keys on the left. So yeah, good. Moving on to the keycaps, they have a soft touch plastic kind of material there. It's a little bit better than just cheap ABS keycaps. However, they do pick up oil and grease very easily. Even if you have clean hands, it will pick up some oil and grease, which isn't the best thing in the world, but if you keep it clean, it really does have a nice texture. Moving on to lighting, this is the Chroma version, so of course it has RGB lighting. It is programmable and customizable with the Razer Synapse software. However, I just use the presets like usual, and probably the reason this LED backlighting is good is because underneath all the keys is a white backplate, so the LEDs bounce off that white backplate and it gives this very uniform lit look. It looks really good. I'm definitely a fan of this LED lighting. Moving on to the switches, they are Razer green switches, which are pretty similar to the Cherry MX blues. I'd say the biggest difference is they feel a little bit stiffer, which actually could be good for typing. I might make less mistakes while typing, which could be good. But yeah, so they have the same clicky and tactile feel as MX blues do, but they're custom Razer produced. And of course, what type of MS Tech video would this be without a typing test? So I've loaded up a type racer, I'll point the mic at the keyboard, and I'm actually going to remove the wrist rest because, as I said, it kind of just gets in the way while I'm typing. "124 words per minute. As I suspected, the Razer green switches are actually really good for typing. Alright, conclusion time. And this conclusion is going to be somewhat similar to the conclusion I did on the Corsair K95 Platinum. It is a fantastic keyboard. It's extremely well rounded. It has a lot of great features. The switches is great. The backlighting is great. Wrist rest is great. Build quality is awesome. The software is good. But it comes at a very premium price. It's $165. That's really expensive. You can get mechanical keyboards for $40, $50, $60, and they will be very solid and have LED backlighting, just not quite the same level of quality. So if you have the budget set out, you like Razer, you like what they're putting down with this keyboard, then definitely consider getting it. But I wouldn't necessarily buy this over like an $80 option. You're not going to see that much marginal improvement. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more content, and as always, stay classy.
Daddy Pig is going to mend the computer.